Step 1. Establishing tactical identity. From preseason training to Club World Cup matches, we have seen what Xabi ball can look like. Here is a wonderful passage of play against Salzburg, and we can see that they have been working on this exact pattern in training. You can see Alonso shouting at the players to move, first in English, then switching to Spanish. They are in the middle of a possession drill, crammed into a small space, marked by cones. Let's take a look at this clip right here. So obviously Alonso wants Real Madrid to be able to generate chances from these narrow zones. So Vinny doesn't score from this opportunity, as you can see right here. But look at the passage of play. Look at how it gets him closer to goal. Vinny and Garcia are both close to Bellingham so that the ball can move quickly with speed. They're looking to create these little diamonds. Thank you to Leo_NXGen on Twitter, by the way, for clipping this stuff. He clipped a lot of the things that I wanted to discuss when I saw the match live. So shout out to him. This is the first time in a while that Madrid have had a manager who has a clear tactical identity. He has spoken multiple times about how he wants his team to play.
That reading of the game, it's important. Where is the space and who is the free player?
Now, Alonso has played for so many great teams and managers that his philosophy is a hybrid of all of them. But he specifically mentions how much his time at Real Madrid impacted how he sees the game.
In Madrid, most of our style was very quick transitions, not that much elaboration, whereas more attacking with quick actions.
We are seeing the same quick transitions now. Look at Vinny's goal against Salzburg. A quick break. One ball from Bellingham in behind to Vinny, boom, goal. We also saw a similar counterattack goal scored by Gonzalo Garcia. Imagine what Alonso can do when he also has a healthy Mbappe. Now, it's not like we haven't seen this exact passage of play in previous years. Ancelotti definitely uses tactics. You don't win that many Champions Leagues on vibes alone, as much as people want to convince you. But with Carlo, he kind of let the players solve problems on their own, on the fly. When they were winning games, it looked great. When they were doing bad, it looked awful. And the worst part was that there was no backup plan. Alonso, on the other hand, has specific patterns of play that he wants to see, especially in the build-up. A big question around him was whether he would implement the same 3-back system that he had at Leverkusen at Real Madrid. Because Madrid, they've never used a 3-back system regularly. And Alonso knows this, so he has established a hybrid system. You see some matches like against Al Hilal and Pachuca, the official lineup of the team is a 4-back. But when you watch Madrid build out of the back, many times they morph into a 3-5-2, like the way the team was listed against Salzburg. Let's look at this next clip. So what happens is Tchouaméni comes into play as the middle center back, pushing Hausen to the left and then Rudiger to the right. That gives Trent and Garcia the freedom to get forward. And now in case Madrid do lose the ball, they still have 3 defenders to cover. So yes, it opens them up and you don't want to lose the ball while you're building out from the back, but at least in this system, you're fine. Because in a 4-back system, if both of your wingbacks fly forward and you lose the ball, there's only 2 guys back. But in the hybrid system that Alonso's implementing, there's at least 3 defenders to give you a line of cover in case, worst case scenario, you lose it trying to play. So in possession, it's a 3-5-2. Out of possession, you will see a structure that looks more like a 4-4-2. Now, a lot of teams link up like this because it allows them to press man-to-man. But again though, as you can see, it's very fluid. Sometimes it will be a 5-back when they're defending. Other times it will be a normal 4-back as you're seeing in possession while they build up the play. Because of course Tchouaméni won't always be able to be open to come and collect the ball from deep. But ideally, they want him to get the ball in the center because that frees up Trent to go forward and it also allows Bellingham to also get further forward. Alonso himself has really expressed the term flexibility. He wants his side to be able to switch on the fly, to adjust within games. That's what they did against Pachuca because Asensio decided to get a red card. Alonso's initial game plan was thrown out the window, but the team adapted with 10 men and got the win. Either way, this is a great sign for Real Madrid fans because Madrid were too predictable in the 2025 season. Now, they look to be far more adaptable. Step 2, integrating the new players. Madrid have signed a lot of big players, so it will be Xabi's job to integrate these guys seamlessly. From what we have seen so far, Hausen and Trent have adapted quite well. Hausen has been a breath of fresh air for this back line. He is so good at breaking the lines, so comfortable on the ball. Pretty much the perfect profile to complement Rudiger. white chocolate and dark chocolate. Rudiger is more aggressive, while Hausen is calmer and better on the ball. It's like seeing Kroos at center back. And these passes he's playing are so important because they can quickly take the opposition press out of the equation. Because if you can bypass the team's midfield with one driven through ball, then you're immediately in the attacking third. His passing game is also going to be very important to Madrid in terms of dictating the play and having control in matches, something that was desperately missing in 2025. And if you think I'm overanalyzing his importance, I'm not. Alonso himself called Hausen one of the pillars of his new project. Then Trent, he's going to be the X factor. Alonso has this incredible weapon on the right hand side. He just has to find out how to use him to his full potential. Because the dilemma has always been, how much freedom should you give Trent? Under Klopp, Trent had the complete freedom to go forward, and as a result, he could get exposed defensively. But then in his last season at Liverpool, Slaw gave him the freedom to invert in and dictate the play, but he wasn't instructed to get forward as much. Hence, he was exposed less defensively. The closer Trent is to the opposition goal, the more lethal he is. But that also means that he's going to be an even bigger liability defensively when the team gets countered. Let's look at this clip right here. This is Trent pushing up to press, but Salzburg make their way out and now Madrid have to sprint back. Here's another example from the same game where Trent is essentially in a position where he has to pick which player he takes. He follows Kratzig on the wing, but that leaves Gluch open in the middle. The good thing is that Xabi has experience dealing with wingbacks who are better going forward than they are defensively. Grimaldo and Frimpong weren't some lockdown defenders, yet under Xabi, they were putting up such amazing numbers and winning games that nobody cared about their defensive duty. And already we have seen Trent and Fran Garcia look really good in this Xabi Alonso system. Then there's Mastantuono. The 17-year-old was actually announced before the Club World Cup, but as per FIFA rules, he was unable to join before his 18th birthday. There is a lot of excitement around this guy, not just because of the price tag, but because he was hyped up a lot in Argentina. Right wing, skillful, left-footed. Does it remind you of anyone? You guys should definitely get his jersey and get it from buygamejerseys.com and use code PETTALKS at checkout. You already know the debates with Yamal are gonna start from day one. He's gonna have a good game and they'll prop him up on Twitter, and then he'll have a bad game and the Barca guys will do the same thing. According to reports, Alonso already has a plan in place for the Argentinian. They spoke before his arrival, and he specifically said that Xabi's words convinced him of the move. He is supposed to be a first team player right away. Not sure if this means he will start right away, but he certainly won't be going to Castilla. Step 3, getting the best out of the established players. Alonso will have to rejuvenate some of Madrid's existing stars. The first one being Vini. He was a Ballon d'Or contender in 2024, and he's still one of the best players in the world. His stats in 2025 were not actually that bad, but I think most Madrid fans will tell you that he just wasn't anywhere near his best. But that's a good sign for Xabi. If a bad Vini is putting up those kind of numbers, it means once he gets going again, he will dominate. We have already seen signs of what the Brazilian can do with Xabi ball. He is being put into positions where he can succeed. In possession, as I stated earlier, Xabi wants the team to play quick and fast in short tight spaces. That's perfect for Vini because he's incredible in these areas. At the same time though, Xabi wants the team to also be lethal on counters, similar to the 2012 Madrid team he played on. We have also seen that in effect, with Vini punishing teams by providing an outlet in behind. Of course, the main issue will be him and Mbappe coexisting. That was the main topic of discussion in 2025. But looking at Xabi's system, I don't see how the two of them wouldn't work up front in a 3-5-2. They won't be battling for the same space. Then Bellingham should be completely good to go once his surgery is done. Xabi has stated that he wants to see Bellingham doing less and being more efficient without trying to be everywhere. He doesn't want him sprinting around for the entire 90 minutes like a chicken with his head cut off, which I thought it was interesting because he's identified that Jude has the capacity to cover a lot of ground, but he wants him to do it in the right areas. That will change his game a lot because it means there's less energy wasted. It's clear that Jude is at his best in the attacking third, whether it's carrying the ball himself or creating for others. He is also super dangerous when he gets into the box. So from what we are seeing, like you can see from the screenshot right here, Xabi wants others to take care of the build-up in order to free up Jude to do what he does best. And it's worked so far. We saw him get back to scoring ways at the Club World Cup. Look at his qualities in action when Xabi played him further forward against Salzburg almost as a right-sided number 10. With Vini and Bellingham playing as narrow forwards and Gonzalo Garcia leading the line, it allowed Fran Garcia and Trent to provide the width and push the team forward. That Bellingham-Vinny duo was lethal in the 2024 season. Xabi has to get both of them clicking again while also allowing Mbappe to do his thing. That's going to be the biggest problem for him to solve. On the other hand though, Rodrigo's situation is way more uncertain. He played just a little over an hour against Al Hilal and didn't feature at all against Pachuca. And then against Salzburg, he only came on for a quiet 23-minute spell. Now Xabi has called him a special player and has praised him publicly, but so far they've been all words. We haven't seen anything on the pitch to suggest that Rodrigo is some untouchable piece. He has been benched multiple times now and he isn't injured. What does his future hold? Only time will tell. Step 4, getting control in the midfield. Xabi has realized immediately that with this crop of players, his best choice for somebody that gives the team control is Arda Güler. In the 2024 season, Arda Güler barely played, just 373 minutes in La Liga under Carlo Ancelotti. His minutes increased a lot more in the 2025 season, but I think Madrid fans would agree that he was still being underutilized. Now under Xabi, the Turkish midfielder is finally getting the trust he waited for. It's clear that Arda isn't just a part of the plan, he might be at the heart of it all. We've seen that at the Club World Cup. He came on at halftime against Al Hilal, and Madrid instantly looked better. He brought energy, creativity, and finally some control to the midfield. From that moment on, he didn't leave the starting lineup, playing against Pachuca and Salzburg. In the match against Salzburg, he was even trusted in a deeper role, playing right next to Fede Valverde in a double pivot. Güler had the freedom to move around, to get on the ball as much as possible. That way he was able to dictate the tempo, something that Madrid had been unable to do since Toni Kroos left. Let's look at this screenshot right here. You see Arda Güler helping Tchouaméni in the build-up by offering himself as another outlet. So now you have two guys that can collect the ball, recycle possession, and help you build out from the back. If Real Madrid don't bring in a new creative midfielder in the summer, it won't be because they couldn't find one. It'll be because Xabi believes Güler is ready to be that guy. Then of course next to him, Valverde is being utilized as the heart and soul of the team. He's every manager's dream player because he runs non-stop, he's good on the ball, and he can score when you need it the most. Just don't ask him to take penalties maybe. Xabi wants him right in the middle as one of the pivots, running endlessly up and down the pitch. He has more stamina than your local hooker, so he can be pretty much played anywhere on the pitch. Step 5, utilizing the youth. For years, one of the biggest knocks on Carlo Ancelotti was that he didn't integrate the youth well. He didn't bring players from the academy into the first team unless he was basically forced to, like what happened with Asensio in 2025. But now under Xabi, Gonzalo Garcia is proving exactly why that trust matters. The 19-year-old has been sensational at the Club World Cup. He scored against Al Hilal, set up a goal against Pachuca, and then scored a beautiful chip against Salzburg. It's not just that he was scoring, it's that he was running, pressing, and fighting for every ball. This is the kind of work rate that every manager wants to see from his players. And even when he spoke to the media after the matches, he did it with the calm confidence of someone way older than 19. For Alonso, Garcia's performances were no surprise.
To be honest, for me it's not that big surprise what he's doing.
He even compared the Spaniard to Raul.
He reminds me a few things of Raul, that he's always in the right position, always waiting for the chance, always great work ethic, helping for the team.
That comparison to Raul specifically is basically the holy grail for any player coming through Real Madrid's youth academy. And while Xabi hasn't finalized next season's squad yet, it would be shocking if Garcia wasn't a part of his plans. Hopefully he doesn't just get forgotten about when Mbappe comes back. The other player that Real Madrid fans would like to see given an opportunity is Endrick. It will be interesting to see how Xabi utilizes him because Ancelotti just never really gave him a chance. Yes, Endrick is young and raw, but he has some great qualities. Either loan this poor guy out or at least play him in Copa del Rey matches, because how is he supposed to get better when he's just riding the bench? Step 6, working together to compete for trophies. Throughout his early days as a Real Madrid manager, Xabi has made one thing crystal clear. No matter the formation or the tactical tweaks, the team must press together. Unity in defense, pressing as one. These are non-negotiable. It's something that Ancelotti struggled to instill last season, especially with players like Vinny and Mbappe walking up front, playing with their balls. I mean, we all saw the pressing numbers in the Champions League. Madrid were at the bottom. So coming in, Xabi has made his message very firm. Everyone is involved in all phases of the game. And it makes sense because we live in a time where you can't just rely on talent anymore. The best teams in the world all press together. They all press as a unit. It's 11 individuals functioning as one. There was a moment that actually happened during the Salzburg game that I'm going to show you guys in the next clip that made Xabi Alonso smile. With 75 minutes on the clock, Madrid lost the ball right after a corner, but then everybody sprinted back, willing to defend. Yes, it's early, but we are seeing Xabi lay out the pieces of his puzzle. We will get a clear picture of what his Madrid is all about as time goes on, but the early signs are promising. Now, what should make Real Madrid fans very optimistic is that Xabi really understands Real Madrid's identity and what it takes to get Galacticos ticking, and that's because he was a Galactico himself. To see his journey as a Real Madrid player and how it has influenced his coaching philosophies, you have to check out this video right here.